In this clip, I'm going to show just how easy it is to build a plugin and add it to ChatGPT. We're actually going to use ChatGPT to write our plugin for us. I have a prompt here that'll work. A plugin consists of basically three things: an HTTP server, an OpenAPI spec that describes the server's API, and a manifest file, which we'll hear more about in a second. While ChatGPT is writing our plugin code, let's start a code sandbox where we'll host our plugin. I asked ChatGPT to write my plugin using FastAPI and Unicorn, so I'll add those to the requirements file and restart the sandbox so that the requirements get installed. While that's happening, let's look at what goes into a manifest. A plugin manifest is a JSON file which contains simple metadata telling ChatGPT how to show the plugin to the human, as well as how to describe it to the model. Here we see that our plugin's name is going to be To-Do Demo. The description that the model will see is going to be that this plugin is an app for managing a user's to-dos. And there's some other simple metadata, such as a logo URL and a contact email address. Let's add our manifest data to our code sandbox. Looks like ChatGPT is just about done writing the code for our plugin. Let's copy it and add it here as well. Let's quickly look at the code. We don't want to run model-generated code without double-checking it. So, looking this over, this is a simple FastAPI HTTP server with a few routes: a route to create a to-do, a route to list my to-dos, to get a particular to-do, to delete a to-do, and so on. This looks great. Let's restart the server. Looks like our server is running, and we see that our server is hosting our manifest at this URL. ChatGPT knows when you give it a domain where a plugin is hosted to look for the manifest file at this URL. We're ready to add our plugin to ChatGPT. We see that based on the domain that I provided, ChatGPT found the manifest file, as well as the OpenAPI spec, downloaded them, and found our demo app there. Next, let's install that same plugin for ourselves as a user of ChatGPT. And there it is. Now, when I ask ChatGPT to add a to-do for me, ChatGPT is able to follow my instructions using the plugin. If I come back and start a new conversation later, I can ask ChatGPT to list my to-dos. Thanks, ChatGPT.